How do you make your mission and vision your most profitable investment? In the introduction in video 1, I addressed the 3 questions that fundamentally define your company. The answers to these questions are your mission, your positioning, and your vision. So, what's in it for you? In this part, we will look at the first category of benefit, opportunities and security. You will have and experience fewer threats and more future opportunities. The problems are, you are not sure whether or not your current business will still exist in 5 years or 10 years. Are you watching as digitalization and new competitors threaten to disrupt your industry? Some team members have their ideas about the future markets, but however, there is no solid decision as to which opportunities you want to seize and which you don't. Your intuitive vision has motivated and carried you for years, but lately it has lost its power. Well, the solution is, what will you live on tomorrow? Use wargaming to expose your current business to simulated attacks from real, potential, and imaginary competitors, including massively disruptive startups. This provides you with a picture of how your business could radically change. Use this knowledge to develop as many alternative business models as possible for your business areas. The constant in it are the effects that your customers really buy. That's gonna stay forever. Everything else changes. Every other element in the business model is flexible. Products, distribution channels, pricing models, production, procurement, everything. Take into account the expected technological advances over the next 10 years. Don't forget about those. And the benefit will be great. You seize your opportunities in future markets. After careful evaluation, you have a clear picture of the business areas and business models that will support the existence of your company. You make sure that your mission, positioning, and vision are geared towards promising future markets. Through the simulation of potential attacks by competitors, your strategic orientation is more future robust. You literally lead in a future-oriented and future-orienting manner. You no longer feel passively driven, but as an active creator of your future. Less short sight and more farsightedness and future intelligence. What's the problem? Why do your employees keep falling for the short-term trap? To your employees, their well-being in the here and now is more important than the future of your company. Everyone knows the goals, but in case of doubt, the short-term advantage is decisive. What is right in the long run but demanding now is simply not done. However, what is pleasant in the here and now is being done, even if it's harmful in the long run. What's the solution? How important is the future we of your team, your collective future self? Neurologists and psychologists agree. The reward circuit in people's minds, which is geared toward short-term rewards, can only be overcome and replaced by future orientation when the future me of the person and the future we of the team are made emotionally more important. The future we of your company is your mission and the vision. The usual mission and vision statements are almost in all cases ineffective. They seldomly really have a meaning for the daily work of leaders and employees. So base your mission and vision on strong emotional needs and motives, yours and those of your team. This is the only way to make the future we emotionally important enough to overcome short-term motives and to overcome the desire to, well, have a good time in the here and now. What's the benefit? Your team is doing what is right for the future, even if it is difficult. So human orientation towards the present is one of the mankind's basic evils. As can be seen from our decisions on nutrition, employee behavior, and public finances, to name just a few. With an emotionally significant future, your employees have a good reason to do something difficult, demanding, exhausting, and unfamiliar in the here and now to be useful to their own future. And they have a reason not to do what is seductively pleasant in the present, for example, to remain in old, harmful habits and thus resist necessary changes. Less blind flight, more foresight. What's the problem? Why do you still keep being surprised by customers, competitors, and technologies? You observe moves of your competitors whose sense and purpose you only recognize when it is almost too late. You sometimes get frustrated that you don't realize the impact of new technologies on your industry until others have seized the greatest opportunities. You quickly notice changes in customer behavior, but what it means for your business model often only becomes clear when it costs a lot of money. What's the solution? What is your business model that will work successfully in 5 or 10 years? Without a vision of your future, you can only juxtapose today's events in your market against your current company. This way, existential threats, as well as great opportunities, can remain undetected. Create a future picture of your company consisting of mission, positioning, and vision, which acts like a mental probe sent into the future. Juxtapose your vision of the future against the current news about changes in technologies, customer behavior, and competitive situation, and you will recognize the threats and opportunities way earlier. What's in it for you? You think and act more with foresight and strategic advantage. You will recognize threats and opportunities earlier than when you merely check developments in technologies, customer behavior, or the competitive situation against your current company. You will get a valuable and free future radar. You will improve the ability of your employees to anticipate threats and opportunities, given that they know and understand the common vision of the future. You are in a much better position to act and lead in a targeted manner, and you rarely have to react defensively in the moves of third parties. Less risk, more future robustness. What's the problem? Why do you take unnecessarily big risks, known and unknown? Are you aware that a large part of your strategy is based on hope, on assumptions? You and your employees feel stressed by the uncertainty in your environment. You know that with a more sober and systematic look onto risks, threats, and surprises, you would feel more secure. You can provide your colleagues, employees, and investors with convincing contingency strategies. The solution is, what threats and potential surprises have you built into your future strategy? Your mission, positioning, and vision are only dreamed if you do not hedge them against scenarios of the future of your market. Various scenarios of the future. So, develop an expected scenario, several alternative scenarios, and some surprising scenarios with extremely low probability, but high impact. Develop your robust future strategy on the basis of solid assumptions about the future. In order to make your strategy more robust, expose your expected scenario to all conceivable counter-arguments by help of a war game. And protect yourself against alternative and surprise scenarios that would have the highest impact by developing contingency strategies. What would you do if? What's the benefit? You know and accept the risks, and you can rely on your robust future strategy. You can confidently provide to your employees and investors a motivating and also future robust strategic direction. Contingency strategies protect you against potential surprises. Well, as far as possible. And you have a compelling answer to every critical question about risks, threats, and critical future assumptions. You deal consciously with the risks and threats and have created the best conditions to transform them into opportunities through early recognition. Your picture of your future, your mission, positioning, and vision can be your most profitable investment. We were looking at the first category of benefit, which is opportunities and security, which means fewer threats, more future opportunities. Less short sight, more farsightedness and future intelligence. Less blind flight, more foresight. And less risk, more future robustness. In the next part, we will be looking at the second category of benefit, which is clarity and effectiveness.